Alright guys, welcome back to the Memphis City Championship round 2. On our left we have Kenton Anderson. For the past 2 years he's made Worlds. He's a very good player, very consistent, does very good at tournaments. State champion. I think, yeah, state championship at Arkansas 2 years ago. And on our right we see David Coates. Here we go, flip quick. Kenton, flip it on the, come on. Let's try again. Alright. I don't know who won the coin flip. I assume it's David. Let's take I'm trying to decide which one he was the first, second, or not. David is an older player. He is, well, not older, but he has played Pokemon for a very long time. He's qualified for Worlds 3 or 4 times back in like 04, 6, and 7. I could be wrong. It's something like that. So David, you know, he's very advanced in Pokemon. He knows a lot about it. Here we see Psychic Energies of Kenton's hand. I know what he's playing, but I'll keep it a secret. Because nobody thinks his deck's good right now, but Kenton's going to show that his deck is good. So let's see a Rebel Substitute, Colress, Lysander. There we see David try to look at everything, make sure he remembers everything. Here we go, we see David draw. You know, now you're supposed to wait till your opponent sets everything. But David doesn't know the rules, he changes all the times, he can't keep up with all of them. But David's a very, very good player. He just doesn't play Pokemon anymore, not much because of college. He's very, very busy now. And he's a married man, as you can see. Or at least engaged. I think he's married. Could be wrong. Alright. We see Mr. Mime in Kenton's hand, a Burbank. Could be playing anything. He could be playing quarterback maybe? I don't know. So we see a Seismatoad and a Sigilyph, and then we see David just read Sigilyph right off the bat because he's not 100% sure what it does. It's going to be a lot of David doing that because he doesn't know what a lot of cards do nowadays. So we see a Litleo. So David's playing Pyroar Litleo, or Pyroar Litleo, Pyroar Seismatoad. I don't know, it's a vaguely strong deck. You use the Seismatoads to make sure they don't set up EXs, or not EXs, or level up their Pokemon Evolve. And then of course you use the Litleos, the Pyroars, Intimidating Main. They can't hurt your Pokemon at the basic. So we see a DC on the Seismatoad. And here David asking if he can attack the first turn or not. Like I said, he's not really used to these rules yet. Here Kenton attaches Psychic. Kenton, both hands doesn't seem very strong. I can't see David's hand, but Kenton's hand's not very good. See a Lysander Burbank. So he's going to Lysander up the Litleo. Try to solve it for time. There you go, David asking if it's turned or not. Let's see here. Now from the looks of it, you won't be able to tell what Kenton's playing. But maybe you'll see later on in this game. Hopefully you'll see what he's playing. So I see a laser in David's hand. Well, let's see. If he's able to Quake and Punch, get him off the band, a laser, Burbank, do 80 damage per pressure on Kenton. Saying if you don't drop that Mr. Mime, you're going to die because of bitch outs. Oh, never mind. I can't hurt him because of Sigilyph's ability. Well, see, that's why I'm bad at Pokemon, kids. Don't listen to what I say. But if he can get a Pyroar out, then David would be in a very good position. David is very thoughtful about his decisions. That's why it takes a little while to decide what he's going to do. He probably doesn't reread his cards because he doesn't know what they do probably either. Let's see here. So we see a laser. Trying to decide what coin he wants to flip with. And tails. Boo. So the Sigilyph stays awake. So Hypnotoxic Laser, flip a coin if it has Pokemon Sleep, Tails, it's not, and it's poisoned. So 10 damage from poison. You didn't know if Hypnotoxic Laser did or not. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you learn this game. David's still trying to decide what he's going to do. Ken's probably thinking, hurry up, David. Can't have to make decisions. I can't talk today, please. Alright. If you weren't paying attention, it looks like it's nobody's turn right now. Alright, so we see a switch. Now we see Ultra Ball in David's hand. Would he usually get a Pyroar? Maybe a Drosh, which is not a supporter. So there's a DCE. He's gonna be able to get a Pyro out maybe. Because Kenton's still trying to. He's like, all right, what are you gonna do? Just waiting to see what happens. So you see a Quake Punch for 10, but not for damage. There's Mr. Mime. Kenton's nervous because next turn he could knock out his Sigilyph with Pyroar. There we go, see a Psychic Energy into the Sigilyph. I'm not sure what Sigilyph's attack does, I mean what the name's called, but it is 50 plus 10 for each energy on the defending Pokemon, so if he's able to get an energy next turn, he can do 70? I'm pretty sure that's what it does, I could be wrong. Now the David's turn. If he's able to get a Pyroar and a Fire Energy, he'll be and a Switch. He'll be a very good board position. Let's see what happens here. So he looks like he's Ultra Balling, trying to decide whether he's Ultra Ball away. Like I said earlier, David thinks about his moves very, very carefully. He doesn't want to ever discard anything wrong. So we see there's an Ultra Ball. So he plays a Trump card and a Laser. Okay. A lot of people don't like Trump card. I don't like it a lot. I like it a lot. You're able to get back supporters. If you discard all your supporters early game, you can get it back. If you play like Donphan, you're able to get your robots back. I don't know, this means very, I don't know, I like it, a strong card. It helps you not dick out too. But I know a lot of people hate it too. I don't know, it's kind of like up to your what you want to do, your discretion, I guess. Here we see Dave looking at his deck, probably looking at everything. He's going to be able to probably memorize everything that's in his deck right now. You ever see another Pyroar too? He plays the other one that has the ability to bring up Pokemon if you discard the Fire Energy off it. I guess David's trying to read what Litleo attack does. Once again, it's called Psychic? Yeah, I think that's what the attack's called. The Sigilyph. He's trying to remember what the attack does. Make sure there's not a way the Sigilyph can knock him out next turn. Come on, David, get the Pyroar. There we go. So he finally gets the Pyroar. Let's see here. There we go. Now, can David get a Fire Energy? Oh, a Juniper. And there's the other Pyroar I was talking about. If you have a Fire Energy attached to him, you're able to use his ability to discard the Fire Energy and bring up any Pokemon you want to. I guess that's how David takes out their evolution, or the evolution Pokemon earlier, before they evolve. Maybe he's able to bring up the Donphans, play against the Donphans, to Quake Punch easier. Knowing David, he probably thought of this deck himself too. He's very creative like that. So we see the Fire Energy in David's hand. The question is, does he have an Ultra Ball with this card, or is he going to attach it per turn? I think this is turn 3. I don't know. It's a very long game 1 already. So yeah, there's a Fire Energy. So he plays the Charizard too. As you can see in this far right. I guess David's just trying to make sure there's no way he can retreat or anything too. So there's just another Quick Punch. In Kenton's turn, he just gets another Psychic Energy. There is a Psychic for 70. Yeah, so it does 50 plus 10 for each energy. So Kenton basically shoots his deck because he's not able to draw anything he needs. You don't even know what deck he's playing right now. You see a Psychic, or a Sigilyph, and a Mr. Mime. And I'm slowly running out of water. So, alright. On to David's turn. Now David just needs the Fire Energy and he can retreat, attack with the Pyroar. We see David debating what to do. Just like earlier, this is the best 2 out of 3. So if Kenton for some reason can't draw anything good, at least he's had 2 more games if needed. So there we see another DC going to the Charizard. Maybe he's going to end up using a second attack for 150. If he has Muscle Man 170. So we see an Ultra Ball. Probably get another Litleo out. So a Seismatoad and a Chorus. Chorus not very strong right now, only give him 3 cards. Knowing David, he probably has another sport in his hand, or he wouldn't have discarded the Chorus. And there's another Litleo. Seismatoad Pyroar is a pretty good deck. I feel like its only bad matchup is Manectric. This Manectric can one-shot your Pyroars if you don't get a gem in it. And we see here that David accidentally has a championship fire energy instead of a regular fire energy. Like I said, David doesn't know the rules 100%, or doesn't remember the rules. But luckily he just has a fire energy right beside him, just sitting there. Here you go saying, I'm so sorry, I didn't know.
Anyway, 7 cards.
David's freaking out now. I'm glad Kenton caught that. He's able to tell David, like, hey, you can't play with these cards. David probably just had it accidentally in there. I don't think there's ever been a rule saying you could play with World Championship cards. So we see another laser. Try to put the Signal to sleep, maybe. Maybe we see another Tails. Maybe you should attach the Fire last turn to the Seismatoad, maybe. I don't know, it's too hard to tell. So we just see another Quake Punch from David. There we see a Douse Machine. Can't even use a Douse Machine to get the Lysander kit, don't even try. There's another Psychic. So the Seismatoad's up to 140. The Siglip is slowly dying from poison. It's been 3 turns since it's been poisoned. There we see a Verbank. So this turn he's able to just Quake and Punch, and he'll die from poison. See what David thinks. I'm sorry about that. Maybe he can get another Pyroar at this turn. Maybe get the other Pyroar that has the ability to bring up Pokemon. I don't know what that ability's called right now, and I'm sorry. It's killing me right now, I don't know why. So we see him almost attach to Litleo, and he's like, nah, I'm going to attach this Charizard. I'm a Combustion Blast, whatever it's called. Oh, never mind, it's going from Litleo. I guess he was to try to keep the item lockup a lot. Here. I think David's asking the cards in his hand. I'm not sure. David should just Quake a Punch here.
Quake Punch for knockout.
Yeah, so he just Quake a Punch for knockout. So there we see dead draw again on stream. The kid just throws his hand down. Oh, we see a Wobbuffet too. So what does Kenton play? Don't show your... Oh, the next card was an N. Bummer. Like I said, best 2 out of 3. Kenton can easily make a 2-0 comeback. Everybody's done it. Holy cow, my Snapchat's blowing up right now. Who wants to send me a picture? How many of you guys... I know everybody has to use Snapchat. Come on. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so from Kenton so far we saw was a Wobbuffet. You saw a glimpse of a Mewtwo, Sigilyph, maybe he saw a Mewtwo, Sigilyph. And if he does play that, all David has to get is Pyroar out and he just automatically wins. But we saw Kenton have a Verbank in his hands, maybe plays lasers. And that's how he beats the safeguarders or not. Sorry, I'm being quiet. Somebody asked me a question. Dang, Snapchat, keep me occupied. But I imagine Kent wants to go first. I know Kent's gonna be playing very fast. He wants to try to get these games out of the way, or try to make sure he gets all the games out of the way, but try to get them all.
Actually,
See David trying to decide who I want to start with. Come on, David. Oh, there we go. We don't see another supporter card in Kenton either. Bad. We'll see a Dance Machine, an Ultra Ball, Floatstone, 2 Psychics. So, at least this turn he's going to go Ultra Ball for the Pokemon he wants to attack with. So we'll see a Sigilyph and a Mewtwo. Nothing new. And there we go. Rips the end. We'll have a game, kids. There's a Floatstone. And David starts with a Litleo. Like I said, if you get the Pyroar out, Kenton might be in trouble. Never seen N. Kenton's first supporter of the series. Brought to you by N. And it's a 4 N. Look at there. Well, Kenton, why aren't you playing 4 Mewtwo? He's got the 4 N's, shiny energies. No 4 Mewtwo. You just need to drop that $70 to get yourself a new Mewtwo. I'm trying to listen to what David said. I'm not 100% sure what he said. And for those who ask, this is David Coates, not David Cohen. So don't forget that much. But David Coates is still pretty ding dang good. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so we see a Gengar. So now you can finally see what Kenton's playing. He's playing a Gengar Walls deck, kind of like Donphan. But instead, it does 60 and it poisons the Pokemon. I think it does 60. Pretty sure it does 60. So we see a Muscle Band that says Mewtwo. If David's not able to get out of the Pokemon, Kenton can attach a DCE and one-shot this Litleo. So do 80 damage. Question is, can David get another Pokemon or not? There we go, David has some cards in his hand. Kenton says forward. Maybe he has the end, maybe trying to decide what to do. So we see a laser. Come on, heads. And bam! There's a heads. Alright, so the Seagull's gonna stay asleep, so it's a Kenton to flip another heads to wake him back up. I think if I interviewed David's hand, I would not attach that to that Lily unless you know for sure you got another Pokemon down. Oh, and a DCE, even crazier. And then Mewtwo can really do some damage. But if he has a Juniper, I don't know. So there's a Juniper, like I said. You don't want to discard that stuff. I saw like 2 fires in the end. David really needs a Pokemon. That's probably why he played the Juniper. And plus, Kenton only has 4 cards in his hand.
Oh, you did pull a DC.
So there we go. That's 7 cards for the Juniper.
So it's game of
I wish Kit would have fanned out his discard more so we can see what he discarded. How does David? Did he get a Ultra Ball, another Pokemon, something at least? David looking at his discard pile here to forget what he discarded. That's okay, I still love him.
You know what?
So I see a DC in his far right hand.
So I'm gonna tell you.
You can get a Seismatoad. Oh, and he has a Seismatoad in his hand. If he can Quake Punch early,
You know the best part about this?
before Kenton gets a lot of items out, he might be in a good position.
To kill that Victini, or if I killed it and had another Lysander, I actually could have one-shot your Mewtwo.
And I think David does have a switch in his hand too to protect his Litleo from being knocked out by Mewtwo. So yeah, there's a switch. Try to save the Litleo. You see David keep his Juniper out to the side too. He's used, like I said, David's used to the old stuff where you used to keep your supporters out. This is a regionals. You'd see some judges going like fairly quickly to be like, "Hey, discard that supporter." So we see a pass. There you go, Kenton. Flip that heads.
That was awesome. It was like triple.
All right, so we see a Wobbuffet in Kenton's hands.
Never had in my life if I got that any good.
Let's see what Kenton decides to do. I think that's a Lysander's hand.
Yes.
So Kenton with the Lysander's Litleo. If he just constantly knocks out his Litleos, that'd help Kenton out a lot. So yeah, Lysander the Litleo. And like I said, since he attached the DC,
No, you're good.
Does more, you know, he's able to knock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If he didn't attach any energies, sorry, I fucking repeated there. If he didn't attach any energies, he would only do 50. But since he attached DCE,
Funny how people come.
holy cow.
Funny how
Could David get a
people add
switch
game for it, people don't
and a
want
muscle
it.
band? If he does this,
Yet people are totally
there's a
okay
switch.
with
Let's get the muscle band.
playing
Holy cow, David is the fastest I've seen him playing all day. Holy cow, and there's combustion blast 1-7. Knock out this Mewtwo. David was ready that turn.
Okay, packing a Pokemon game.
Switch Blacksmith very quick. That was the fastest I've seen David play this whole series. Easy 2 prizes right there. Go Charizard, go. We see Enhanced Hammer, DCE. David's asking what Enhanced Hammer does. So Skyla for Juniper. So Kent doesn't have anything right now. Let's see here. For those who don't know, Wobbuffet I think does 10 plus 10 for each damage counter on a Pokemon on the opponent Pokemon.
Would you have Scarlet and see?
Oh, skate David just asked what he's Skyla for. Just a little dumb mixture. Come on, Dave, you gotta pay attention, bro. Alright, so we know David's down 2 DCs. If he's able to get another DC, he can quick pocket punch the Sigilyph. Maybe stop trainers? I don't know. He for sure needs another Litleo. That's what David needs to get right now. Because we know he has a Juniper in his hand, so he's not going to be able to Lysander next turn. Well, Kenton's not going to be able to Lysander his Litleo. So if he's able to get another Litleo down and get a Pyroar, could be a good position. I don't think Kenton plays any evolution cards in his deck. The Pyroar will just be able to stall. The only bad thing is the Gengar does poison. And since they both play Burbank, so there's no way like David encounters Burbank, could eventually knock it out. David had to consistently drop Lysanders to kill this Gengar. I don't know, the match was kind of weird. The weird thing is too, Wobbuffet has an ability where all abilities don't work except for Psychic Pokemon. So if David does have the Pyro active, he can use a Wobbuffet to actually attack the Pyroar. Now, like I said earlier, Wobbuffet does 10 plus 10 for each damage on the opponent's Pokemon. So to be able to knock out a Pyroar, the Pyroar needs 50 damage on it already. So if Ken can Gengar twice and put, or no, it's Gengar once with a Burbank out and put 6 damage come back in, he can use Wobbuffet to knock out the Pyroar from just the poison damage. Because it'd be 50, then 50 plus 10. So 60, that's 110 total. That didn't make any sense, I'm sorry. So we see Ultra Ball discarded 2 cards. So we see that David doesn't have a support at this turn. Be interesting to see if he gets a Jirachi. Alright, so maybe he doesn't play Jirachi. Don't know the list. Never see it just pass. So we see a Burbank, Juniper, discard the Mr. Mod, not needed in this matchup. Doesn't seem like David plays anything that hits the bench. Maybe he does. We're just be thrown for a loop. There we see a DC, another Gengar, and a Muscle Band. So now that Gengar is going to be doing 110, pretty sure. Yeah, 110 per turn.
There's Dark Corridor for 80 and Poison, so 110.
Yeah, so there's a Dark Quarter for 110 because of Burbank. Thank you, Mr. Burbank. For those who don't know, Burbank does 20 extra damage, so 60 from the Dark Corridor, 20 from the Muscle Band, 30 because of Poison, or 10 plus Poison, and then the 20 from Burbank. 110 total. Very strong turn for Kenton. Question is, David drawing to a supporter, or is he going to pull a Kenton and just sit there? Pull a couple turns and Kenton will soon win. We see that David's up on prizes, 4 to 5, but they can easily always change. Here we see David retreat.
I wasn't asleep.
Nice trying to decide who wants to bring up. He brings the Seismatoad. Just trying to save him from getting knockouts. He wants to save the Litleo, of course. So we see another DC in Kenton's head. Probably for another Gengar.
Retreat, Dark Corridor.
Oh, no Peaches in retreat. Dark Corridor for 110. Didn't even touch DC anywhere. Here we see David banging his card, trying to hope it's a supporter. It's always bad to see these kind of games. Just see people draw pass, draw pass. It's no fun to commentate. I don't really have much to say. All I can say is, Kenton's catching back up slowly. So they receive a pass. Now he's at the 140. There's a psychic injury. Maybe Kenton's scared to jump a DCE because of Enhanced Hammer. We see Davison the Litleo. There's an Ultra Ball. He must have knew he had 2 cards in his hand to get the Pyroar. So yeah, there's the Pyroar. Like I said though, Kenton has a Wobbuffet that's able to hit the Pyroar. We just see David's pass again. We saw him top duck in, but he doesn't need to play that right now. So here we go, he's powering at the Wobbuffet like I said. And here David's finally reading, he's like, what the heck does this card do? Kenton knows what he does. Kenton knows he's about to take names, kill this Pyroar.
Dark Corridor for poison.
So there we see Dark Quarter still poison it. Oh, top deck a bike. There you go. Like a boss. 3, 4, come on. Give me something good. See a Pyroar, that's not going to help. Something. Juniper, there we go. Oh, it's a Seismatoad, not a Skyla. Bad at seeing stuff. Maybe David should have switched. Probably switching to the Charizard. Save the Pyroar. I don't know, too hard to tell. Like I said, next turn Kenton gets Psychic Energy. He's going to be able to use Wobbuffet's little thingy and knock out that Pyroar. I don't think David knows this yet, like, understands what Wobbuffet ability does. Maybe he does and he just misplayed. If I had to take a guess, it's probably because David didn't know what Wobbuffet does. He thinks he's safe. I don't know. You go see David thinking once again. Now if I'm David, I'd attach the fire to the bench Litleo. Whew. Sorry for yawning. How many people have yawned? No, it's contagious supposedly. Alright. We're still waiting on David to see what he does. He's able to get a DC, Enhanced Hammer. He can Enhanced Hammer off the DC off the Wobbuffet to set Kit back a turn. And maybe save his Pyroar. But we see attaching fire to the Litleo, so maybe David does understand that the Wobbuffet ability and everything. There is another Charizard. I don't like that. Now Kenton has another option. Well, if he knocks out his Pyroar, he has an option either way to take his last prize. Or last 2 prizes. So we see David just pass. Obviously Kenton has a Death Machine. Is he going to use that to get a Juniper, or is he... I imagine he doesn't want to play in. Maybe with David reading the card one more time. Fully grasping what it does. There's a Floatstone to the Wobbuffet. He might just Death Machine for a Juniper? Or is he Kenton plays Lysander from card too? See? They both play it. They know what's up. They know it's a good card. All the haters can hate. We'll just keep winning games. I think it's another Sigilyph. Sorry, the glares. We're winning this right now. Another Sigilyph. Never a bad card to get. Major Kenton sees the Death Machine, get a Juniper. That's what it seems like we're going to do. Here we go. So here we just Juniper the switch. Doesn't really need it, got the plus 1 city. There's a Psychic Energy, and no, it's hard to see, I'm sorry for the glare. Not the best setup, I know. But I can see what it is, I know what it is in my heart. Yeah, so David knows this is why Wobbuffet's going to take a knockout. Here we see another Floatstone? Yeah, another Floatstone to that Sigilyph.
I was like, wait.
Kenton's just playing everything in his hand down. That way, if David ends him, he would draw the cards he needs. Not Kenton, he probably has multiple Lysanders, probably a couple Burst Seekers. Here David's going to send up this fresh new Charizard, not hurt at all. If that was, well, I guess if David doesn't have the DC. He's played 2 already? Maybe 3? I think it's just 2 though. This here, Mewtwo. Muscle Band. It looks like David has much left in his hand. It's all fire energy. There's a Course. So he's going to Course for 7. If he can get a switch DCE Muscle Band? Yeah. David probably should attach the Muscle Band to the Lilio. Maybe David's trying to get a DC for the Mewtwo.
Then you shuffle it.
To watch out the Wobbuffet. I think it's weak to Psychic. I would rather like if you attach it to the Muscle Band to the Lilio, so that way you can do 110 on the Wobbuffet.
I'll do 2 on place, 4 people if you don't need.
Here we go, David's thinking again. He got his thinking face on. You can see him top right. He is thinking hard, kids. So you did a Pokemon though, you have to think. Alright, what card is he touching right now? Seems like he wants to play it, but he's not 100% sure if he wants to or not. Oh. So, no. So far from game 1, you saw that Kenton didn't have everything. Game 2, so far, David doesn't have much. He had an early start. Now we're in this situation. Here goes David's thinking. Get his thinking face on him. Ken's always got his poker face on him. He never read what he's doing. It's very hard to read Kenton. Maybe that's what David's trying to do. There we saw David just pass, and he has the first secret for Lysander. Alright, so on to game 3. So we saw that Kenton plays Wobbuffet, which is only counter to Pyroar. If David can use Pyroar to knock out the Wobbuffets, then Kenton can't hurt David's Pyroars, except for Poison. Hopefully David plays 4 switches to get out of the Poison over and over again. Once again, sorry for yawning. Kinda tired. I was playing Pokemon all this weekend. Got 4th at 150 CP right now. Halfway there, kids. See you in Boston no matter what, though. I'll be there, kids. I'll help support somebody. Kids asking me, let's go first, second. But, like I said, if David's able to kill the Wobbuffets early enough, then David doesn't have to worry about anything except the Poison. But even then, you can't one-shot the Dark, not the Darkrai, the Gengar. And since he Dark Corridors into a bitch spot, you have to use like 2 Lysanders just to knock out a single Gengar. But the good thing about David's deck is he can use Pyroar to kill his Siggies. Question is, well, we know Kenton plays Robosos too. We saw him mulligan with it once. But we didn't see him use the game 2 at all. He never dropped one, he just dropped like Sigless. Wobbuffet.
Okay, let's not rush out.
I imagine David wants to go first here.
Oh yeah, 10 cards.
There we go, both get 7 cards. 3 suits, set their prizes. We're seeing mulligan from David. Nothing too crazy. I haven't seen nothing too you haven't seen yet. Too crazy I haven't seen yet. I need better English. Kids. There's the Kenton has 2 ends and 2 Colworths. Holy cow, and it's substitute. Kenton's got 2 of kind. Very nice.
Jimmy Valentino were playing. Jimmy validated what you did and told Gino what he was doing. And Gino called Jojo and said, I'm not going to let him draw his mulligan because, like, he put a damage count on there. I'm not going to, this is not where
They just changed the rules, but you're not supposed to take it until your opponent puts a base in.
Oh, really? That is making sense.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
You could forget.
I'm sorry, I was listening to the conversation.
That's why everybody's using dice for it.
They were talking about some situation.
He got a judge called him, and they ruled in favor of Jimmy. Thank goodness.
Something against Jimmy and Gino, something about mulligans. I don't know. I can't really listen. Couldn't really hear what they were saying. But the Kent was talking about how they changed the rule to you put the dice on top of your deck to show how many times they mulligan you draw before then. I don't know. I can't tell what's going on. Maybe Jimmy or Gino, if any of them happens to watch this, can tell me what's going on. I don't know. Maybe David didn't think that his voice was being recorded. Alright, so I see 2 mulligans for David. Always helpful for Kenton. But we know Kenton has the ends in his hand. I can't imagine him
is a Pokemon.
Playing a Juniper if he draws into it.
Heal 60.
Come on, David, get a Pokemon.
Well, let me think. He has.
Trying to count to 7. I know it's hard to count to sometimes. Alright, so the David gonna have Pokemon, Hosa. Alright, so we see Seismatoad and Mewtwo. Battle of Big Aces. Oh no, my computer's freezing up right now. Sorry, kids. Oh man, my computer's freezing up a lot. Alright, this didn't see anything. So yeah, Dave's going first. I don't know why my computer just glitched like that. Maybe it's not, doesn't like recording stuff at the same time. So we see a Fire Energy to a Seismatoad. Next turn he attached another Fire Energy Quake Punch. Alright, so you see pass. Wabbit Fed. DCE Muscle Band 280. Kid saying I'm going to knock you out no matter what, but I'm going to try to knock you out next turn no matter what. So David didn't play a supporter last turn, so Kenton's like, do I play this in or do I hold it? So Kenton's just going to hold it.
Let me think. How much damage is that? I need to check before I. Okay.
And if David just drops a Fire Energy, he loses. If Kenton gets another energy, David loses. David has to get another Pokemon right now.
If you had a better you can't play with that.
David's asking if you can play cards that the effects don't go through. He's asking if he can play Switch, even though there's not a Pokemon to bench. Just don't make sure.
Yay! It's my buddy.
I see a bike in his hand. He's trying to see if he can play the bike in any way possible. It doesn't seem like he has another support in his hand.
And now I'm about to play.
This might be a very quick game 3, which would be bad.
Unless you just don't want to kill him. Oh no, eh?
No, you guys have a target. Not even to shuffle. Shuffle, you don't have a target. Okay.
I know.
So he's asking about something. Asking if he can play his card, even though it doesn't have an effect, just so he can shuffle his deck or something. Here Dave's trying to count down. He's trying to see if there is any way that he can bite this turn. Try to draw a supporter. David knows he's in trouble if Ken's able to get another energy next turn. Ken just wins. This would be a horrible game 3 to watch. You hate to see games like this happen. That's why Mewtwo and Evitar are two of the two strongest Pokemon in this game right now. Just able to X-Ball or Y, whatever, Evolve for a ton of damage very quickly. Is always bad. We know Kenton has a end in this hand, so he'll most likely draw another energy if David can figure out a way. David's just looking over and over again, and threw away. I can play my hand down the bike. He's saying, please, somebody give me an Ultra Ball or something.
Jungle energy. So much.
Is there a way for David to discard stuff to use his bike? I don't think it is, or David will do it. Done it already. David just hates that it's going to end up like this. The top 6 DC no matter what. So he's able to 20, 40, 60, 800, 120.
He had a trump card that switch.
Yeah, you knew I had. Well, I didn't want to give you the win off if I did that. If I could have just like pushed and done bike, I would have drawn 1, and that would have been.
Dang! So if he was able to play the trump card.
Right, that's true.
Oh well, can't point out if he played the trump card, shuffle his deck.
I had 2 ends and 2 cores, and I was like, okay, pretty solid hand, and then you just attached pass.
So Kenton's saying that I saw that you only had 2 ends, 2 cores, but you didn't do anything. So attach pass, so I was about to play him either one. So we saw a pretty good game 2, even though David kind of just drew dead. He saw Wabbit, kill Pyroar, or ready to kill Pyroar. I don't know, game 1, Kenton drew dead. Game 3, David super drew dead. Like, I lost game turn 2. But thanks for watching. I'll have roundup 3 as soon as I can. Alrighty, bye.